the things we get asked for a lot is making an existing site mobile friendly without actually changing the look and feel of it. So today we're going to look at, just on a basic site how that process kind of works. So this is a client we've been working with recently, Hoboken Radiology, um, local business, small, basic website, nothing too special. But you can see here that their site needs to be made mobile friendly. So the way you can tell easily is if you grab the side of your screen here and shrink it down, you'll see that the site doesn't scale down. It just gets kind of cut off like that. So that means on a phone and stuff, or even on a tablet, you're not going to get a very good experience with this kind of site. Um, so basically what we're going to do is, without changing too much of this site, we're going to make this whole thing mobile friendly. Now, and looking over the site, there's a few other things to take into consideration. One of them is there's a lot of text on top of images on this site. So, for example, this navigation here is all image based. Typically, we don't really like to do that. It's not great for SEO, and it makes it really difficult to update the navigation because whenever you want to add another navigation item, you have to cut out a new image and paste it in there rather than just typing something in. So it can really be a pain. And search engines can't read this, so you want to have that text base so that search engines can easily index it and get around your site. So we got some text on images there. Actually, the whole header up here, this is all just one big image. And then there's some more images on the sidebar and throughout the site, I think. So anyway, now I'm going to show you the responsive version we've been working on our dev server here. As you can see, it basically looks exactly the same. It's the same size, so you can switch between the two. Very little difference. Now, a couple things we did. We kept this logo here in image because it's got some styling and stuff like these underlines that we just can't replicate in HTML. So we kept that as an image, and we kept this as an image, but we cut these out and then used this background. So that we could overlay some actual text up here, which should help with the search engines because you're getting some location names and stuff in there right at the top of the page, so that's always good. Then another thing we did is we went here and we fixed this button so that this is text-based instead of image-based, and the navigation is also now text-based. And you can see, even in HTML, we were still able to get really close to the same drop-down effects. It looks a little bit different, because we can't get the white outline on it as easily, but overall, it's pretty similar effect, and it looks pretty nice. So, otherwise, as you can see, the page basically looks the same. Now, they did ask us to make some edits on this page, so there's not as big of a block of text as there used to be, but overall, you kind of get the point. So the main thing we want to look at here is how does it size down. Now you can always test by grabbing your side of your browser here and slowly making the window smaller. And as you do that, you should see that see right there, you can see the page starts to shrink and stretch to fill the exact space better. So you can see here, this is about a tablet size. Now we've shrunk this left sidebar up a little bit so it still fits in there. There's still a pretty good amount of room for the main content here. And then the navigation actually, because there's only a few items, the navigation actually shows, even at a smaller tablet size, this is practically about an iPad mini size. Now if you get a little bit farther down, now we're getting into phone size. So what we've done here is we've swapped the navigation with the mobile menu, you see, so still the same menu items and everything, but this will stay sticky at the top of the page, and then it's got the little hamburger icon to open up the menu. Otherwise, header's still pretty much the same. We got rid of the image on the header just because there wasn't space for it, and we'd rather just show this. All the content's basically here. Now you will notice that the sidebar, we chose to hide the sidebar in this case. Now the way things stack, generally they stack from left to right. So without any major recoding, when this shrinks down, if we were to keep the sidebar, it would show right in this top area ahead of the main content, which is kind of a pain, and we don't really like to do that. Now it is possible to recode it in such a way where it would still stack underneath, but frankly, they felt that they didn't really need this sidebar there anyway, so on mobile devices at least. So we just chose to hide that instead. So that's one of the nice things about making your site mobile friendly is you have the option of hiding whatever elements you want to hide and showing whatever elements you want to show. So you can get a nice clean layout that'll load fast on mobile. So as you can see, the menu is really easy to use, super easy to click around to the different pages of the site and whatnot. And yeah, that's pretty much all there is to it. This is a relatively straightforward job for this client. And a lot of the projects we get are very similar to this. So, people don't want to change their existing website, they just want to make it mobile friendly. This is pretty much a perfect example of how that works. So, yeah, I think that's about all there is on this one. It's pretty straightforward, and I think you get the idea. So, thanks for tuning in, and please check back soon for more updates.